It's a complicated issue as to why we do books. And I think we do books mainly to relieve ourselves of something. One of the creative urge and the excitement of producing, or writing, or illustrating a book. And on the very most obvious and conscious level, to produce ethical and moral works that we approve of ourselves, so that since we do know children and grown-ups are going to read this stuff, that it ought to be good. I think being Jewish became significant only in very early adolescence when the war broke out. And actually on the day of my bar mitzvah, a telegram arrived telling my father that most of his family was dead, and my father collapsed. And I was mixture of resentment towards these people for dying on a day that meant so much to me, and terrible guilt for being so shallow and vain as to be so concerned about myself. I think the book that best caught it was Isaac Singer's A Lot to the Goat. And my pictures in that book were a present to my parents because all the characters in it I drew from photographs of these dead relatives. Well, The Wild Things was the big challenge in terms of it was going to be my first picture book. And I was very feeling imperiled about doing this book because full color book, picture book form, I loved the picture book form, but I hadn't done it yet. I'd illustrated other people's picture books, but I hadn't done my own. The real problem in that book was the writing of the book and how difficult the writing of the book was. Why would a child turn a page? A child isn't polite. I mean, adults will conscientiously read a book they dislike because they feel they should. Children don't feel any such compulsion. If they hate the first 2 pages, it's whammo against the wall. That's the end of the book. They don't care if it's 118 Caldecott Awards, right? Okay. So you've got to catch them. You've got to catch them in a kind of rhythmic pattern, in a kind of syncopation that makes them turn that page.
I think we're really in good shape. Good. The pants coming off is good. You play that nicely.
Okay. You're not going to see the end of the piece. You're going to end up being distracted.
By the nudity.
Yeah, which is not a part of the piece.
Wait a minute. It has always been part of the story. Maybe not specifically the nakedness, but the whole point of them stopping here, seeing Mr. Impresario, Matt, reduced to...
Nobody's thinking that at that point.
But it's a level, you don't know that. You don't know
do
what
know it,
people
'cause that's
know.
not the
You
action.
don't, because there's another quality of selection going on.
But nobody will get that because the piece does not do that. People are going to say, well, why?
If they say why at that point because of that, then the whole thing is out the
They're
window.
going to say the piece
That's
was...
all part of the imagery of the time and just what happened at the platform.
But if the piece were
it's
different,
not
we'd
gratuitous.
make more of a
Let me
point.
It's not gratuitous. It's what happened.
The question is not what happened, but what works. You end up laughing. It's a kind of stupid striptease. It's totally undercutting the fact that the thing has wound itself up.
This is an enactment of what happened at the separation,
That we can
at the
still
selection point. And another thing that happened at the selection point is those who went straight to the ovens were stripped naked. It's not a mini script that we're imposing into a major script. It's what happened.